Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest mysteries in all of history, the Voynich Manuscript, a book no one can read, a language no one understands, and a secret that has stayed hidden for over 600 years. Let's begin. Discovery of the Great Cipher. The year is 1912. The setting is Villa Mondragone, an ancient Jesuit college nestled in the hills outside Rome. An astute Polish-American rare book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich is sifting through dusty chests of manuscripts that the Jesuit order had decided to sell. And there, amidst the theological treatises and forgotten histories, he found his prize, a codex unlike any other, a book that would confound scholars, cryptographers, and historians for the next century. This was and remains the Voynich Manuscript. It was a brittle, leather-bound volume of approximately 240 vellum pages, filled not with the expected Latin or Italian, but with a unique flowing script, a language or cipher dubbed Voynisi. Equally baffling were the illustrations, not the recognizable flora and fauna of European Renaissance, but strange, fantastical botanical drawings, cosmic diagrams, and small, naked human figures tangled in complex plumbing and astronomical charts. Voynich immediately recognized its immense, unsettling value. Tucked inside, he found a letter dated 1665 from a renowned Bohemian physician, Johannes Marcus Marci of Prague. This letter was the first thread leading into the manuscript's shadowy past. It stated that the book had once belonged to the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II, who reigned from 1576 to 1612, and that Marci was sending it to the famed Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher in Rome, a man believed to possess the skill to crack any code. He even suggested an author, the 13th century Franciscan friar and philosopher Roger Bacon. This single letter provided the only early provenance for the codex, launching its first and ultimately incorrect theory of origin, the manuscript's true age and appearance. For decades, the Roger Bacon theory held sway, yet modern science would step in to settle the question of when the manuscript was created, if not who created it. In 2009, researchers at the University of Arizona performed carbon dating on the vellum, the animal hide parchment itself. The results delivered a stunning conclusion. The materials dated to the early Renaissance, specifically between 1404 and 1438. This decisively ruled out Roger Bacon and pushed the manuscript's creation back over 100 years, placing its origin firmly in the tumultuous and secretive world of late medieval, early Renaissance Central Europe. The manuscript's physical characteristics are as unique as its text. Vellum, brittle, thin calfskin parchment. Ink, written in iron gall ink, common for the period. Text, written consistently from left to right, though with no apparent corrections or crossouts, a fact that has led some to speculate the scribe was merely copying a prior work. Format, it contains several fold-out pages known as folia, some stretching to 6 times the normal page size, dedicated to elaborate cosmological diagrams and vast illustrations of bathing women connected by tubes. The 6 baffling sections. The text may be unreadable, but the illustrations allow scholars to categorize the manuscript into 6 distinct sections, each presenting a different yet equally mysterious thematic focus. 1. The botanical section, or herbal. This is the largest section, featuring over 100 drawings of plants. The true mystery is that most of these plants do not correspond to any known species, extant or extinct. They are hybrids, chimeras, or entirely imagined creations. This has led to intense debate. Is the manuscript a record of lost or alien flora? Are the drawings stylized, allegorical representations of known European herbs? Or is this section a deliberate attempt to confuse and mislead? 2. The astronomical or astrological segment. This segment is dominated by circular diagrams, suns, moons, and stars. It features the 12 signs of the zodiac, often depicted with small, naked female figures in the center. The layout is unusual, blending astronomical charting with what appears to be astrological interpretation, though it does not align neatly with standard medieval or Renaissance star charts. 3. The biological or balneological section, perhaps the most peculiar section. It features intricate drawings of small, naked women, often shown bathing in pools or moving through an elaborate network of tubes, veins, and organic-looking vessels. The pages suggest a treatise on reproductive anatomy, therapeutic bathing, or perhaps an arcane alchemical process. The images defy clear medical or scientific interpretation. 4. The cosmological section. This portion is characterized by a series of densely packed circular diagrams and rosettes, the most famous of which is a multi-page fold-out known as the Rosette Folio. It depicts 9 interconnected islands or worlds covered with castles and possibly volcanic activity. These diagrams appear to map a specific unknown cosmic or geographical structure. 5. The pharmaceutical section, or recipes. This section features drawings of isolated plant parts, often with small, labeled containers or jars. It resembles a manual on preparing medicines or compounds, suggesting a practical, alchemical, or medical purpose for the book. 6. The recipes section, continuous text. The final section is mostly continuous text with small stars or decorative elements separating short paragraphs. It is often hypothesized to be a list of instructions, possibly recipes, though its simple, unillustrated nature stands in stark contrast to the rest of the codex. The failed assault on the cipher. Following Wilfred Voynich's purchase, the manuscript became a magnet for code breakers and cryptographers, attracting some of the finest minds in the 20th century. The list of those who failed is a who's who of historical decryption. William F. Friedman, the renowned American cryptographer who led the team that cracked Japan's purple cipher in World War II. Friedman spent decades of his post-war career attempting to solve the Voynich, concluding only that it was not a simple substitution cipher. He believed it to be a sophisticated polyalphabetic cipher, or possibly an artificial or constructed language. The World War codebreakers, both American and British codebreakers from WWI and WW2, including Friedman's wife, Elizabeth Friedman, attempted to apply their expertise, all without success. Despite the failures, statistical analysis of the Voynich script reveals several crucial and contradictory features. Linguistic properties. The text exhibits statistical properties consistent with a natural language. It has word lengths, word frequencies, and word flow patterns that are very much like real languages. It does not appear to be random gibberish. The Zipfian distribution. The script generally follows Zipf's law, a statistical regularity in language showing that the frequency of any word is inversely proportional to its rank in the frequency table. This strongly argues against it being a pure hoax or random letters. Repetitions. Certain words and characters are highly repetitive, which is unlike most natural languages. For example, some words repeat 3 times in a row, a feature rarely seen in European languages. These contradictory features have spawned the core competing theories: a natural language enciphered, that the text is a real, historical language like Hebrew, Old Turkish, or an obscure Romance language that has been obscured by a complex, multi-layered cipher or code; an artificial or constructed language, the hoax theory, that the text is simply a random sequence of characters or words specifically designed to look like a language, perhaps created to defraud Emperor Rudolph or an earlier buyer; a steganography or micrography, that the real message is hidden in the minute details of the characters or in the spacing rather than in the characters themselves. Modern interpretations and the enduring mystery. In the 21st century, the Voynich Manuscript resides in the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, where it continues to attract researchers armed with computational linguistics, artificial intelligence, and vast databases. The theories of its origin and purpose are now more diverse than ever. The proto-romance theory, a recent and highly controversial theory, suggests suggests the text is written in an extinct, archaic form of Romance language, a precursor to modern languages like Spanish and French, which was transcribed using a unique cipher alphabet, where characters represent whole words or phonetic components. The Alchemist's Compendium, the frequent, bizarre chemical-style drawings, and the historical connection to alchemists like Barish and Kircher lead many to believe it is a manual for esoteric alchemical practices, where the text is deliberately cryptic to protect secret knowledge. The Herbal for a Queen. Other theories suggest a practical medical manual, perhaps for women's health, created for a noble patron like Maria de Castilla, and obscured to prevent its remedies from being misused or stolen. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript is more than a book. It is a profound historical mirror. Every failed attempt to read it reveals more about the assumptions and techniques of the codebreakers than it does about the script itself. It remains an unparalleled testament to human ingenuity, whether that ingenuity was dedicated to constructing an impossible language or simply to writing an extraordinarily effective hoax. The book no one could ever read continues to whisper its secrets, a perpetual challenge to the world, waiting for the one mind or the one algorithm that can finally turn its cipher into a comprehensible voice from the deep past. The great cipher remains unbroken. The mystery endures. And that was the Voynich Mystery, a book older than empires, stranger than legends, and still unsolved after 600 years. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.